I'll be responding to Stephanie's claim about dependence on technology hinders adolescents' chances of advancing in their face-to-face communication skills. And she had 3 secondary claims. The first was that adolescents' communication skills are more at risk of being hindered by technology than adults. And then the second one was adolescents are lacking in face-to-face communication skills, opportunities. And the third is adolescents are less equipped to interact in a face-to-face communication due to the dependency on technology. So in response to her claim, I want to show that dependence on technology does not necessarily hinder adolescents' ability in face-to-face communications. So in regards to the first claim, adolescents' communication skills are not necessarily more at risk of being hindered by technology when compared to adults, because more often than not, adolescents will be students or high schoolers, and they'll be going to school daily. And the school is a very highly sociable environment, and students will get plenty of time every day to communicate with others many hours a day. So, and many high schools prohibit the use of cellular devices and etc. during class. So they will be pretty much guaranteed to high schools. They will be pretty much guaranteed to talk to others while they're at school. And so in regards to the second claim, the study of Badu was claiming, or she quoted from a study by Badu, which claimed that 39% of Americans spent more time specializing online, socializing online compared to face-to-face, which this doesn't necessarily mean that adolescents are lacking in face-to-face communication opportunities. It just shows that they use online socializing methods, but this doesn't hide the fact that, or it doesn't show the fact that adolescents are missing these opportunities to look at other or communicate with others in real time or real life. And according to studies by Amanda Lenhart, a senior research specialist at the Pew Internet and American Life Project, she found that the amount of time spent on the internet or like other online social media stuff increased time interacting with friends. And furthermore, from a study conducted by Patricia Valkenburg, which is a professor from communication at the University of Amsterdam and the founder and director of the Center for Research on Children, Adolescents, and the Media, found that online communication enhances quality of friendships. So with the increased time spent with others, or include others and friends, this doesn't necessarily lead to the lack of face-to-face communications opportunities. So, and in regard to the third claim, she referenced Dr. Gary Smock, saying that humans send many nonverbal cues from fidgeting to foot tapping, long pauses to eye contact. Reading these signs is a skill that young people are not learning what they're using these devices. But in the same article, Dr. Small, he stated that he was still conducting his research, and in the same article, he also claimed that they don't have all the answers yet. So this quotation that this quote from Dr. Small doesn't show that, directly show that people are not learning these communication, or don't have opportunities to get these communication skills. So the impact of technology on adolescents' ability to communicate face-to-face matters, because this will lead to the future generation's capability to socially interact, and we must know if technology harms or benefits people. Thank you.
All right, on most of the points, I think that you've got good counterclaims on some of the issues. There's kind of an interesting analysis that you have on the first point that says that the young people are more likely to be in these socializing environments in schools, for instance. It seems to me like you ought to be able to find some other way to show that people in this age group are communicating rather than just the fact that they are attending school. There could be data on social behaviors, for instance, frequency of marriage, frequency of romantic relationships, long-term relationships, pregnancies. You're not getting pregnant if you're just doing stuff online. There's got to be some physical contact that goes there along with that, and it seems like there is a lot of places that you can look to see if in fact people's relationships are continuing to be maintained. I like the challenge that you had on the second point where you say that the amount of time that people spend does not automatically lead to a lack of face-to-face interaction, and in fact you had good counterclaims on this point with the evidence that you presented. I noticed though that there's never any discussion of the advocate's evidence on this particular point and whether or not their reasoning was sound, so you're kind of really dependent on the counterclaim on that point. And the same thing is true on the third point. I think it's a minor reservation that they've got on their research that Dr. Small is talking about. The question comes up again, though, what's the impact of these changes? Is there any demonstrable harmful consequence? What did the advocate show was the demonstrable harmful consequence? And I don't think that question ever comes up, and you probably need to be addressing that more. All right. Brett.